Calculation of gravitational waves frequency in the universe. Calculating the gravitational frequency of solar systems. Usually, gravity is a topic related to stars, planets, and their moons. In fact, gravity is the interaction between stars and their planets, and also planets and their moons which move in a specific orbit with a generally constant speed. Also, they have regular and balanced structures. So, for the structures which orbits have been balanced, the following relations can be considered. Summation of forces influencing planets is equivalent to summation of forces influencing stars. By considering the balance of the planet and the central star, it can be said that the effect of these two forces on each other are always the same and its value is equal to 0. This particular state conveys the concept that the balanced structure is due to the effect of gravitational electromagnetic waves between the star and the planet. It means the gravitational electromagnetic waves stabilize this structure. In fact, it can be said that if there were no gravitational electromagnetic waves, the stability of the structure between the star and the planet would not be like this. So, the following special relation can be obtained. Kinetic energy is equal to the gravitational energy. So, the relation between the energy of a planet and electromagnetic waves will be where n is the number of force lines passing through the surface of the planet. Note, according to the calculated energy of the photons, which is primary energy minus rotational energy equal to effective energy, which has been proven as a formula for energy of photon and electromagnetic waves, and its paper has been published and distributed before. The relationship between the energy of a planet and electromagnetic waves is where n is the number of force lines passing through the surface of the sphere, so we have therefore and finally, the gravitational frequency will be equal to Now, according to the last formula, we compute the gravitational frequency between Earth and Sun. And the calculated amount of gravitational frequency between the Sun and the planets of the solar system should be as follows. According to the results, the position of gravitational waves in the electromagnetic wave spectrum will be as follows. The structure of gravitational waves and their patterns in the space from the most detailed to the most general states. Since the photon is the basis of the universe and every structure is made up of photons, the nature of gravitational waves also is the photon. and its structure is based on the motion of photons. In the gravitational waves, photons are separated from the stars by the gravitational effect of the planets. So that their external motion is intertwined in their internal motion or its superstring state and form a long continuous series of photons. In fact, it can be said that in the solar plasma environment, the external motion of a photon converges with its internal motion, and it leads to converging photons and forms a single superstring structure that is interconnected in a ring-to-ring feature and travels between the star and the planet. Toward the linear direction, the gravitational fluxes are firm and steady, and to the perpendicular direction, they have curvature property. It should be noted that in nature, the production of photons exists only in stars. Sometimes they become visible photons, or in other words, radiant photons, and sometimes intertwined photons or gravitational photons. Photons with a frequency less than visible spectrum are called infrared, and high frequencies are called ultraviolet. And in fact, the gravitational waves are the electromagnetic photons with a special property of continuity. In the distribution of gravitational waves or gravitational fluxes or gravity force lines, most of the gravitational waves are between the star and its planet, and a fewer fraction divides between the planet and its moon. It should be noted that gravitational waves have been spread throughout the whole of a system between the Sun and planets and their moons, as well as planets between each other. In this way, it has formed an interconnected set of gravitational fluxes. Creating a gravity power plant using gravitational turbines to get strong and clean energy everywhere and everlasting at any time. Given that the kinetic energy of the planets has the following relation to the gravitational energy, it can be concluded that the passing energy through the Earth's surface is as follows. This is actually the passing gravitational wave energy through the Earth's surface in 1 square meter. It should be noted that this energy is so large and so efficient. If it can be used, the affordable, clean, everlasting energy can be produced in everywhere and at any time. Different methods of using gravitational waves for energy generation. First method, creating the right obstacle. Using metal alloys, a plate can be created that the force lines be able to impulse these plates and generate the energy while passing, such as the wind that strikes turbines and sails. Second method, synchronizing the frequency with the force lines. According to the frequency range of gravitational waves, if we can design a device that oscillates or synchronizes with the gravitational lines and their oscillations when moving, it can absorb energy and use it. Third method, production of gravitational network. Knowing that gravitational waves have a special solid lattice, if we can create a similar lattice that its excitation. During the passage of the gravitational wave, lattice absorbs energy. We can also generate energy.
Notice: by installing a gravity power plant at a depth of approximately 10 to 15 meters from the Earth's surface, using blades made of a special alloy that interact with gravitational waves, when they pass through them, these blades can be set in motion. By using the blades' motion, it is possible to generate affordable, abundant, convenient, and clean energy.